Man, what is happening, my YouTube family? Of course, it is your boy B New. I'm coming at you on this Thursday. And first and foremost, as always, want to send out positive vibrations and blessings to anybody who could be listening. Now, as we all know, the Los Angeles Lakers were in action on yesterday, taking on none other than the Houston Rockets down in Texas as the Lakers continue their 4-game road trip. And as we know right now, they have been 0-3 on this road trip and have yet to win a game on the road this season away from the friendly confines of crypto.com arena. So the Lakers were looking for an answer on yesterday, and it was right before game time when they knew that Anthony Davis would not be suiting up, according to Darvin Ham, because even though the injury report was listing him as questionable, usually that means you're not going to play, but the Lakers acted as if though they thought he would play. I'm not sure if he was having spasms or not. We know 2 nights ago when he did suffer that injury, he said that he was feeling pretty confident that he would be here for the Houston game, but I guess it was not to be. And on yesterday, I was going to come to you all and do a pregame, but I was busy all day. I had a lot of things that I had to do in and out of meetings on yesterday, so I was not able to do so. And you might not believe me if I told you this, but I predicted on yesterday that the Houston Rockets would win more than likely in a blowout against the Los Angeles Lakers, because this young Houston team is capable of getting up and down the floor. They've been a great three-point shooting team thus far in this young season. They had just beat the Sacramento Kings, although without De'Aaron Fox, beat them twice and beat them pretty handily. I think one game they were even up by 40-something, and we all know the Kings really tested the Lakers very close this season. And, you know, even without De'Aaron Fox, they're still a good team. But for Houston to be able to blow them out the way they did, just with them missing De'Aaron Fox, that pretty much lets you know that that Houston team is a pretty good team. And then when you look at their young players, when you look at a Dylan Brooks, of course, who is what I won't say a savvy veteran, but a defender who's been added to the team. And then, of course, Jalen Green is a great hooper. Jeff Green, another veteran that's been added. You got to look at Segun. Segun was great last night. And my biggest fear, what made me think that about this matchup on yesterday, was that the Lakers, the biggest glaring thing to me is the Lakers don't really have a backup big man when Anthony Davis goes out. And we know that Anthony Davis a lot of times is injured. So what are the Lakers going to do when they're facing another team? Because ultimately what happened with the game on yesterday is the Houston Rockets got to the rim at will. I don't know if I have it in front of me, but I can look up points in the paint, and I'm sure that they really outscored the Lakers in the paint by a whole lot. And let's see if I can actually pull it up here if I can. But my point is, without a rim protector, because Christian Wood is too slow on his feet to be that. Now, Christian Wood has been playing great minutes alongside Anthony Davis, but it's a big difference when you're playing the 5 alongside Anthony Davis playing the 4, or vice versa in the paint, because you're just helping float on defense. And Anthony Davis is a primary rim protector, and then you kind of clean up the mess, and of course, when it comes to boards as well. So with Christian Woods being the starting center on yesterday, it really had the Lakers in a bind, because they didn't really have a true rim protector. And Segun is a little bit stronger than what he looks like, and he actually finished with a pretty good game. And if I look at Segun's numbers, he finished with 19 points, shot 80% from the floor. He was 8 out of 10. He was pretty much having his way. And a lot of those plays I noticed was against Rui Hachimura, just because the Lakers didn't really have anybody else to put at center. And then they elected to go with Rui Hachimura instead of LeBron James. I would have probably liked to see LeBron James play some 5 on yesterday, but of course, you had to conserve his energies because somebody had to score, right? And the thing about it is, Hachimura came back from his 4-game absence from the concussion protocol, and Hachimura had 24 points, but, he was pretty effective, 10 out of 14, 71%. But not too many other Lakers contributed it on the offensive side of the ball. And I will continue to say this: D'Angelo Russell is not a point guard who can get downhill and pretty much have his way with anybody to create for others and to put pressure on a defense in order to get to the rim. Because most times when he breaks down defenses, he gets to the rim and is stopped and doesn't get a shot off. So he's more of a mid-range shooter somebody like that who can take step back threes, but not really break down the defense and put pressure on the defense. And Austin Reeves continues to get bullied in the post by other bigger guards, it seems to me. Jalen Green was pretty much having his way with Austin Reeves in the post, backing him down almost the way LeBron James was backing down Dylan Brooks. Is what Jalen Green looked like he was doing to Austin Reeves. And then, of course, with the addition of Fred VanVleet, of course, they had somebody who could shoot. I'm going to say from threes, they did excellent. They were 14 out of 33 from three. That's 42%. That's damn good by NBA standards. Anything over 40% is considered great. And of course, yesterday, the Lakers 7 out of 25, a lowly 28%. I don't know what is going on with the Los Angeles Lakers when it comes to three-point shooting. Whenever they get a player, Taurean Prince, oh, he's great. Oh, he can shoot threes. Come, and he doesn't do it. I mean, we saw it last year. Even Carmelo Anthony, I don't care who it is, when they come to the Lakers, it's like they forget how to shoot threes. I don't know if it's just the pressure of being in the limelight of the Los Angeles market, or with just the pressure of playing with LeBron James, who's constantly under media scrutiny and all eyes are on the Lakers, whether it's on First Take or whatever, every day on ESPN or Fox. They're constantly being looked at. So I don't know if they just shy away from that and they can't step up to the plate. But Taurean Prince was 3 out of 6 on yesterday. LeBron James only played 27 minutes. He was 7 out of 13, 54%, 0-2 from 3, but ultimately a minus 24, which is going to really hurt his plus minus for the year. And, the whole team was in the negative. Not one player was in positive. That just shows me that Houston pretty much blew them out. They scored 66 points in the first half, and by the end of the third quarter had 99. So you're already talking about having 100 points basically before you even get to the fourth quarter. One good thing that came about this was LeBron James didn't play a whole lot of minutes because he didn't play at all in the fourth quarter. It was already a blowout by then, so coach elected to sit him and let some of the younger guns play. But a lot of times the Lakers were getting open shots. People like Max Christie got to step up and make threes. Austin Reeves has to step up and make threes. Taurean Prince has to do a better job. But the biggest glaring thing, like I said, to me, was the lack of depth on the center side. We know Jackson Hayes is injured right now with the ankle. They said the other day in the presser, oh, if this was a playoff game, he probably could force it. Well, damn it, he should have forced it on yesterday because it's too early in the season to be giving up games to the Houston Rockets. Because at the end of the day, when you're vying for a playoff position at the end of the year, now the Lakers are 3-5 and they're 4-3. If the Lakers would have won and they would have lost, they both would have been 4-4. Lakers would have had the tiebreaker early on in the season. So if you can suit it up, then suit it up, especially when you're shorthanded. You got to realize the Lakers were been without Jared Vanderbilt all year. They've been without Rui Hachimura, so he's just now getting back. They're down without Gabe Vincent, so pretty much they're playing with one point guard on yesterday, and that's D'Lo, and he's not that great. And Gabe Vincent, quite frankly, on the defensive end, isn't that great either. So the Lakers do have some concerns, I think, in that backcourt to ultimately, I've been saying this, and I'm not trying to, everybody wants to say it's a scapegoat for LeBron James, but I've been constantly saying this about D'Angelo Russell. We saw he was unplayable in the playoffs last year. I would have elected for the Lakers to give this little money to Dennis Schroeder and let Dennis Schroeder play because he was already comfortable and had a great year. The year he did play with Anthony Davis and LeBron James, he understand, even though it was a different system at that particular time, but he's been coached by Darvin Ham before in his Atlanta years when Darvin Ham was an assistant coach. And one thing we know about Dennis is he is going to get after you on the defensive end of the floor. He is not going to let you blow by him. He is going to move his feet laterally and with quickness, and he's going to give you all he got. And he played great in the FIBA tournament, even though he's not always Mr. Reliable when it comes to shooting threes. He earned himself a pretty good role last year, I think, in the playoffs and throughout the regular season with the play that he played. So at the end of the day, the Lakers were still without, of course, Anthony Davis, without Jared Vanderbilt, without, of course, Gabe Vincent. So when you're missing 5 and 6 of your primary rotation players, and especially Anthony Davis, this shows you how important Anthony Davis is to the Lakers, because without a rim protector, it'll be different if you had a different rim protector. Let's say Anthony Davis went down and you have a decent backup center who's capable of protecting the rim. That's different. But without rim protection, the Lakers really don't have much of a defense to stand on, because it all starts there. Because if they can't, a lot of teams, they want to break down the defense by getting downhill and getting to the rim and then kicking out the open shooters. But if they are not getting downhill because of Anthony Davis's presence in the paint, then a lot of times they have to elect to go with different plays and do a lot of high picks and screens and things of that nature and take outside shots without even ever going to the rim, because he deters so many people from getting to the rim. It just shows you, a lot of people are not big on Anthony Davis. and think that he's not a great player. And he maybe is very inconsistent on the offensive end. But one thing he's never inconsistent on is being a rim protector and a great presence on the defensive end. So the Lakers better hope that he gets healthy quick, and they might want to solve that problem. But I honestly feel like if Jackson Hayes had played yesterday, although he doesn't have the strength and the size as some other centers in this league, and you could really say he's a power forward in a sense, but he has the athleticism, the speed. I think he wouldn't have let Sengun just do whatever he wanted to on yesterday. Again, Austin Reeves, 2 out of 9, just got bullied on yesterday. Wasn't doing a whole lot. Max Christie, I've been wanting Max Christie to get more minutes, hoping that he could step up, but he was 1 out of 8 on yesterday. Didn't shoot well at all. 0 for 2 from 3. Rui Hachimura did play great. So I think once Rui is back in the fold, 10 out of 14 yesterday from three-point land. He was 2 out of 3. He was looking good. So Taurean Prince, I think, will be in the rotation. Of course, Rui Hachimura in the rotation. And then once Jared Vanderbilt gets back, that's going to be key for the Los Angeles Lakers. So still early on in the season, I'm not too concerned. You could tell LeBron was a little bit upset last night, just irritated by the questions because they're asking him the same questions over and over. But that's not the press fault, because it's not a whole lot of questions you can ask after a loss like that, especially if you are, the press that works directly in LA. So, what can you continue to ask? Like LeBron said, the team is not whole. The team is injured. By no means are we making excuses, but it's great to have these injuries earlier in the season than later in the season. The Lakers start this new in-game tournament on Friday night, taking on none other than Kevin Durant and the Phoenix Suns, who squeaked by in the victory last night because the Lakers game was so awful. I decided to watch the end of the Phoenix and Chicago game, and it was a thriller. And I'm telling you what right now, Lakers fans, Lakers should have kept Alex Caruso, man. I don't care what anybody says. Alex Caruso playing his heart out for the Bulls, man. When I'm telling you, Kevin Durant is either 6 or 7 inches taller than Caruso. Caruso was guarding him down the stretch of the game and preventing him from scoring. Kevin Durant couldn't even hit the game-winning shot, and he kept them from doing that and really got them into overtime. And they kept trying to get Caruso off of Durant and baiting them into a switch on a high pick. And no matter what, Caruso would fight through the screens and stay glued to Kevin Durant and really was altering his shots by being physical with him, which is crazy considering how shorter he is. But that's what Tony Allen used to do to KD back in the day. But ultimately, the Bulls were up by 4 in overtime, and I forget who on Phoenix hit that corner 3 to cut it to 1. And then next thing you know, it was a wrap. DeRozan shot a very bad shot when they still had a chance to win the game at the end. Shot a kind of a fadeaway. You would like to see him getting something going to the basket, but the same thing. You can't win for losing, like everybody wanted to get on LeBron the other day for the Miami game. Oh, he's driving to the double team and kicking it. Won't he just pull up like DeRozan did and missed? So you can win some, you can lose some, but at the end of the day, it's all about making the right decision. And that's a talk we can have for another day. And also, I do want to talk about the LeBron James thing about going to Miami and what his career would have been like. I know that's been floating around the internet, and that could be a topic for another day. Maybe we can discuss on that maybe later tonight or tomorrow. But I just want to make sure I came with y'all today, give you a quick recap on yesterday and say, hey, nothing to be overly concerned with. The Lakers are very shorthanded, but I kind of knew on yesterday when you playing a young team that can get up and down the court the way Houston can, then there was going to be some issues. You got 4 Houston players that's in the starting lineup that average double digits for the season. Even though it's a young season, you got to give it up to him. Jalen Green is a hell of a player who can hit threes. Fred VanVleet, we already know what he can do. Jabari Smith, Dylan Brooks, what he brings on defense. Even Jalen Green has actually been playing a lot better defense than what I've been accustomed to seeing from him. But, you look at the team on yesterday, Jabari Smith had 12, Sengun had 19, had his way, Jalen Green had 28, VanVleet had 9, Jeff Green had 9, they was almost double digits, Tate had 14, so Dylan Brooks, even though he only had 5 points, he did his thing because he was doing his best to guard LeBron James, and ultimately LeBron didn't get a whole lot of minutes, but I think LeBron James did have his way with Dylan Brooks on a couple of occasions. But at the end of the day, let's chalk this one up as a loss. It is what it is. The Lakers will be back in action on Friday night on the last game of their road trip, taking on the Phoenix Suns. Hopefully Anthony Davis can get back for this particular matchup. If he does, then that'll be great. And if he does, then I predict a Lakers victory because I like how they match up against the Phoenix Suns. They've already beaten them once this year, if I'm not mistaken. So we'll talk more about that on tomorrow. But as always, man, this has been your boy B New. I want to say right on to the real and much love to these haters. I'm out.